Yeah.
Recording in progress. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll just quickly inform everyone that the meeting room is open. Richard of Ghana has just told me, he told me about 20 minutes ago that he's on the journey, he's on transit, but he might join a bit late.
Okay. Well, I think it's important, even if only a couple will show up, that we begin a regular routine. We'll start monthly and then hopefully eventually bi-monthly or weekly, even if we have to repeat some of what we've done before. Because I am remote right now, I will not be doing a PowerPoint, but I can make the notes available after I get back to the office tomorrow, and then we can put them downloadable if you feel that's helpful, or, we could always do one more follow-up just to make sure if we feel this is, if it's helpful.
No, no worries. I'll take that. I'll take that burden off your shoulder. Um, if I can get that transcription of this meeting, I'll try to get the transcription from Zoom, and then I'll make it up into a note or a slide,
Yeah,
whichever the case is.
okay.
I'll do.
Well, I'll have just, 3 or 4 major, hopefully, memories. I mean, the idea is that they can walk away remembering something, hopefully.
Okay.
And if not, maybe we can. So glad to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stand
All
by
right.
while you get everybody lined up, okay?
Yeah. All right. Mr. Query, good evening from the United Kingdom. Are you there? Can you hear me? Query Gastafas. I hope I pronounced that right. If you can unmute your mic and just say hi to us.
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are you, sir?
I'm very okay.
All right. Good to have you in here with us tonight.
My pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. If I may ask you quickly, what are your expectations from this meeting?
Yeah, I expect to learn more about Lion because leaders meeting. Yeah, and also how best we can move Lion Uganda from where we are to another stage, another level.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. What stage do you think Lion Uganda is at the moment?
Lion Uganda is at a moving stage. However, we were still figuring out for other issues, but we are reaching out to people. We are trying to extend the Lion Uganda, and people are welcoming, and they are eager to learn given our culture and their perception, but we are trying our best to see that they understand what Lion does and how best it can, or how good it is for them.
Amazing stuff. Amazing.
However,
In the midst, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
However, the culture and their perception, given to us people how they think as like a Shumamu organizing a meeting to meet some leaders. They will say, okay, they will start looking here and there, what is there, or how am I going to benefit? So they look at today, not tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we are trying, but we are trying our best.
Okay. So what would you think, or what would you say is the biggest challenge that Lion Uganda is facing at the moment?
Uh, Previously, we have been facing an issue of communication. If you look at the
Okay.
Lion Uganda team,
Mm,
yeah, we have
mm,
not been communicating effectively with the previously with the Jerry. So
okay.
it has been our biggest problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
You mean you? Okay.
that has been caused by unstable network.
Oh, okay.
The times
Okay.
we could try, the network is not to go. He could complain, but we try here and there to improve. But but that's what our major currently.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, and the other, but that is the major.
Mm, interesting.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Let's see what would happen in that light. Hopefully, that challenge will be solved soon. Um, I mean, but
Amen.
then if you if that communication issue is fixed, how do you think it will make things better? Do you think it will make things better in terms of the operations of Lion Uganda, and in what way do you think it will make things better?
I'm sure it will make it better because without communication, majorly nothing much can be done. One, for like, because we thought of always communicating, gather and communicate, share how has been our month. We used to organize some meetings with Jerry either monthly, and he could help us in one way or the other, like how Lion, we can handle it. We could move to the fields, like organizing meetings, conferences, but it could do, in fact, it could be hard because sometimes we could need to share it, but there is no way and to make it known. Because
Okay.
currently we are at a local, I call it in our country, we call it district
Okay.
level. The
Okay.
coverage is not yet felt outside
Mm,
our location
okay. Okay.
because we don't have social media, though we are legally registered, but those social handles that can help to advertise this so that people get to know, and also for live broadcasting. So it's a challenge. However, it's not only that, but currently it is a problem we need to solve.
Okay.
And then, if still we can get some more, is it more
Mm,
manual,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
or
Okay.
teaching manuals.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
They would be of very importance to us. Either
That's good.
can be soft copies, then we print them.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right. That's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one. I like how you've presented it. I mean, materials that helps or that empowers you to be able to
Yes.
pass on, knowledge and then information that could be of help to whoever you're passing it on to. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have a good number to start with now. I want to say welcome, Mr. David from Uganda. Thank you for joining this evening. Thank you, Mr. Amedu Ogodu from Nigeria. He's the team lead from Nigeria, and then of course, Mr. Query Gastafas. I hope I pronounced that
Yes.
right.
Yes.
have been engaging, and he's been telling me some amazing and wonderful things that has been going on with Lion Uganda. And it's quite impressive to see the mindset which you have addressed some of the issues you have, and how, if some of those issues are solved, how it's going to make things better with the entire Lion Uganda team and everyone that gives us audience in Uganda. Thank you so much. And without wasting much of our time, I'd like us to just go straight into tonight's business. I'm saying tonight because in the UK it's about evening. It's PM already. It's past 6 p.m., 10 minutes past 6. So forgive my use of English. If I say PM and it's AM in your area, in your country, I understand that we are addressing a global audience. But just accept me like that. So the team or the umbrella for this arrangement is Lion Den. As we all know, Lion is leadership in Obscurity Network, and it's a network of leaders from all around the world. And as um, Reverend Jerry has always said, we are all leaders. Whether it has started fully getting manifestation, or it is still coming up, whether it's already at play or it's something that is still in the works, we are all leaders. I mean, we will go from leading ourselves to leading others to leading institutions, or leading team to leading institutions to leading, bigger organizations, to leading communities, to leading societies, and then to leading an entire nation. And then from there, you're talking about leading the entire globe. We have leaders who their reach of influence is global. We have leaders who their reach of influence is just a family. We have leaders who their reach of influence is just self. So whatever category of leadership you are now, know that you're a leader, and then the consciousness of that help to shape how you get better as a leader. And that is the reason why we have given today's topic. It's a very unique topic. It says the lion leader and his consciousness. And this is more or less going to be a monthly meeting, or maybe a bi-monthly meeting, or a meeting we'll have every quarter. And this is important because leadership is a consciousness. Leadership is not a position. Yes, you would say there is a class of leadership called positional leadership. Of course, that is there, but the kind of leadership that would drive change, the kind of leadership that would drive influence, the kind of leadership that will take people from this category to that category, the kind of leadership that will motivate people into becoming better human beings, into driving better family, into driving better society, into driving better nations, and into making the globe a better place, is not going to be a positional leadership. It's going to be an influence leadership. Leadership that will bring the right thing to the table. Excuse me. The right thing to the table, bring the right motivation to the table, and then help people to become better, shape mindsets, shape culture, shape the ways of doing things. And that is you, the lion leader. That is me, the lion leader. Whether you are in one corner of Uganda, whether you are in one corner of the United States, whether you are in one corner of the United Kingdom, whether you are in the large metropolitan city of Lagos, Nigeria, you are someone that can influence change from that corner of your room to the ends of the earth. And that is why tonight we're talking about the lion leader and his consciousness. And that is why we would also be having this meeting every month, frequently, let me put it that way, so that we start reminding ourselves of why we are here. We start talking to ourselves on the consciousness we need to have in our everyday life. And one of the ways we will do that is to bring people who are experienced, people who have that years of information, that wealth of experience. They've seen the highs, they've seen the lows, they've influenced thousands, they've influenced people both in Africa, in Asia, in America, in Australia, in every part of the world. And they've been able to drive tangible change, changes that are touchable, changes that you can feel their impact. and we are going to be bringing them, and there is no other person that would have done a better job to handle this maiden edition for us than our very own Reverend Jerry Vreeman, who has sacrificed in a lot of ways. I need to say this: he's actually on a journey. He's actually in transition on a trip, on a long-hour trip, and because of the passion he has for leaders, for people like me and you to become better in what we do, he has just parked his car in the corner of the road with his wife, Corey, and set his time aside to be able to speak to us this evening. I don't know what more sacrifice we might want to or we might get from a leader than someone who, out of his precious time, he has allotted 1 hour to be with us this evening. And I want to say I honor that sacrifice. I honor that intentionality. And it is not just me. Everyone on this call, we honor that intentionality, Reverend Jerry. And at this point, I would like to bring you up and just to hit the ground running. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I yield the mic to you.
Well, hello, leaders. David, Abidu, Sam, Theory, Travis. We didn't know how many would be here tonight. Some of you know that we are in a transition with both our network coordination and our regular meetings with L.I.O.N. I'm so grateful to see you on this call tonight. We're hoping that this can become a regular monthly and then eventually bi-monthly and weekly, what I'm calling a lion's den. It's not so much formal coursework or that somehow you have to go through these tests, but we need to be communicating with one another. And I am just so grateful for the privilege of being your friend. And I want you to know that my passion, my calling is to, and I'm sorry, I'm here at a McDonald's in Kansas City, and this place was empty until about 5 minutes ago, and we have a family that's kind of competing with us. So please forgive me. Are you hearing okay with all the interference noise?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
No,
clear here.
we are clear. We are
Yeah,
getting you well.
okay. So sorry. What I wanted to say, first of all, is that for me, the privilege is being somehow with each one of you. And whether that's online or present, my passion is to somehow come alongside of you to encourage, equip, empower, and remain engaged with you. And so this is not about a big formal, organizational structure. You represent just a few of the teams that we have active in Africa. There are many more. I don't know yet why they're not participating, but we're going to do this often so that you, the faithful ones, can be joined with others to make it possible for us to have better communication. And tonight, Samson is our new man. Samson, thank you so much for coordinating this call. Samson is in the UK, and the way it's structured is that the L.I.O.N network, which is very active throughout India at first, and also now in Africa. Some of you know that we have been working with multiple locations, multiple teams, and in the past with all of the APAS teams, as well as the launch of Global Skills with Honey. And we're going through a transition now. Those leaders who remain active with L.I.O.N, those who want to remain active with just APAS, or just participate in some of the online courses. But this Lion's Den meeting is going to become very important. I hope eventually to do this weekly, perhaps even daily. Now, those of you who know me, let me just start out with this story to describe my passion. You see that I'm wearing my little beret, and sometimes I tell the story, sometimes I don't, but when we are talking about the mindset or the consciousness of a lion leader, this represents to me my calling to serve you. And the story goes that some time back, I was meeting with one of these pretty famous American Air Force jet pilots of an F-15. He lives in my town in Colorado Springs, and we were chatting about leadership and what it took for him to become, at a very high level in the United States Air Force, an airline pilot. I mean, a jet pilot. And I learn every time I meet with folks like this. But as I was describing to him our role as the leadership in Obscurity Network, he was very interested in discovering more about leadership. And so I said to him, no, Colonel, who was the person that inspired you the most, kind of taught you about leadership and was there when you had the questions and when you were just learning to be this airline pilot? He said, well, there's this one fellow who I immediately think of because he taught me almost everything I know about to equip as a jet pilot and encouraged me and empowered me to become what I am. I said, well, what was his name? I would like to meet him. He said, yeah, his name was Colonel, I can't remember his name, he said, but I remember him because he always wore a beret. And in my head and in my heart, I immediately said, that's the person I want to be. Even if you cannot remember my name, I hope and pray that someday you will remember that there was this fellow wearing a beret who is committed to encourage, equip, empower, and remain engaged with leaders. And so, my friends, that's why I'm here, and I'm so honored. I have a question to ask you because Samson, as our coordinator, has given me about 20 minutes. What does it take, in your mind, to be a great leader? What are the most powerful leadership habits? In fact, I'll say, what's the most powerful leadership habit that nobody tells you about? It's the root habit that influences all successful leaders. And you've heard about leaders need honesty and drive and confidence and perseverance and decisiveness and a vision and a clarity of purpose. And of course, all of these are very admirable traits of good leaders. And there are many more. But what do great leaders do every day? Think about it. If I ask you, what's one habit that is most important? It's the root of all the other great habits. How would you answer that? Eventually, we're going to have a dialogue with all of these cows, and so we'll take time to do that. But let me just answer it so we can quickly rush forward. There's one crucial leadership habit that's less talked about, yet has, I believe, the power to transform both you as a leader and any of the teams that you're leading. And it's become a kind of leadership buzzword in the last, let's say, 9 to 12 months in leadership and business circles. But it's not really new. It goes way back to something that Socrates said. He said, at the beginning of everything, you must know yourself. And so that habit that I'm talking about, Samson talked about as consciousness. I call it the habit of radical self-awareness. And what is that? Well, it means that, in essence, you have the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, your own thoughts, your own strengths and weaknesses and values and motivations. It's about having a deep understanding of what drives you, how you operate as an individual, or how your actions and behaviors impact those around you. So that's self-awareness. And I'd like to talk a little bit more about its effect, but tell you why this is so important to me. You know, some years ago, for over 30 years, I led a large media organization in the United States called Multimedia Ministries International, and we had another production company called Freeman Productions. We were producing national television, what we call syndicated television programs. We produced large events in stadiums for 50,000 people. We did many events in Washington, D.C., and I worked with Hollywood celebrities who hosted these programs. And you know, as I had the privilege of leading and organizing and planning many of these things, I often went to bed with this sense that, you know, I'm not only really blessed, but perhaps I have some kind of a significant role as a leader throughout the world or in the United States. And I want to tell you that that was a weakness in me, because some weeks later, after I had some of those thoughts, I met with an older, wise gentleman who basically confronted me with my self-awareness. Basically, he said, are you aware that basically, if you know anything about the Bible, you're functioning like, or acting like, or thinking like the elder brother in the parable of the prodigal son. You think that somehow God can't run the world, can't run the kingdom without you. And that was the first time I became aware of how I often was coming across to other people. And that changed my life. The trajectory of my life now is L.I.O.N. Outreach International, the leadership in Obscurity Network. My focus is on how to come alongside and encourage and equip and empower leaders who nobody else knows about. And my name and my role isn't important, except that I am faithful with what God has given me. And that's why I believe our self-awareness is so important. And so you, each one of you have signed up in some way to become part of L.I.O.N. Some of you have been already leading organizations, or you want to launch new teams and see some new things happen for L.I.O.N. So my primary message to you today is that we must be radically aware of not only who we are in our heads, but also in our hearts. So I have what's called a kind of a AAA benefit of focusing on that kind of consciousness, that kind of self-awareness. And the three A's, because I don't have this on PowerPoint right now because I'm on the road, but we'll put this on the website and you can download it and perhaps have some discussions with your teams later on. But here are the AAA benefits of focusing as a leader on radical self-awareness. Number one, it's authenticity. Starts with the letter A. Authenticity. When you have a deep understanding of who you are, you lead with greater authenticity and integrity and transparency. You have nothing to hide. You don't try to make a false impression of yourself, which in my mind and heart, I guess I was doing for many years. Oh, it appeared to be successful. I loved the celebrity side of seeming to be important, but basically was false impression of my heart. So when you're open in your communication, then you will come across as trustworthy to your team, to those that you serve, and it will help you build credibility and lay the foundation for all of your collaborative efforts here among the network, but in the events and among the teams that you lead. So the first A of the triple A benefits of self-awareness is authenticity, and the second A is adaptability. Once you know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and you can become sensitive to your own words and your actions and your behaviors and how that affects others, you can change. And it is the changing part of your leadership role that others see right away. They know that you're not just rigid. You know those kinds of leaders. Are you one of those kinds of leaders? A lion leader's consciousness is always that I'm going to learn something today that will show I am growing, I can change, I will adapt. And those team members who we gather around us to accomplish a project or an event or just simply grow together, they'll see immediately that that's a characteristic of your self-awareness. Not only are you authentic, but that means that you know your strengths and weaknesses well enough that you can adapt or you can change. And that brings up the third A of the triple A, and that is your awareness of other people. I have to honestly say that I guess my awareness in the early years of my leadership was often about what people were thinking of me. How important was I to the overall project? How much of a celebrity was I? How much were people talking and thinking and acting or reacting to me? And that's not leadership. That's kind of a self-centered focus on becoming a celebrity, I think. So our awareness of others as the ones to whom we are called to serve. We're not leading unless we're assisting and encouraging and empowering others to begin to see what we're seeing, not us, but how to address a particular issue, a problem, or challenge. So when you are honestly self-aware, you recognize in others so much more of your own weaknesses or strengths, and you can better understand their feelings or their dreams or their frustrations and their motivations. And you know the skills you lack, perhaps. And you can honestly recognize the value of the people that you are leading. So that's what it takes to be radically self-aware, and the benefit is that you are a triple A leader. You are more authentic, you are more adaptable, you are more aware of those you lead. And I could quickly go on, but you say, well, okay, well, I can see that. I'm self-aware. I'm thinking about things, but how can I do that? How can I become better? How do I develop my own consciousness as a lion leader? How do I develop this habit of radical self-awareness? My hope, prayer, is that you don't have to encounter some old guy who comes along and says, you're doing it wrong, or you aren't who you really say you are. I'm calling you on the truth of who you are. But that you could do three basic things. A triple A leader knows how to jam, I call it. And that's three letters, J, A, and M, to help you remember this. First of all, you want to be more authentic. You want to be able to adapt. You want to be more aware of the people around you. But to get there, I believe it starts with what I call some form of journaling. Are you able every day to write down something about how you thought this past day. What did you think about? Not just what you accomplished or what you did, but what did you learn about yourself today? Reflect on your thoughts and actions. And whether you're a handwriting journal or you do it on a cell phone or you want to talk into some kind of a microphone just to record it, don't complete your day without at least reflecting and journaling a bit on your thoughts about self-awareness. That's the first letter of jamming. And the A of jamming is ask other people. Throughout the day, ask for feedback to get a better understanding of who you are and how you are coming across, and have a consciousness about whether you are accomplishing what you say is your mission or your vision or your role as a leader. Have the boldness and integrity and the humility to ask them, how am I doing? How are you feeling about our teamwork? So that's the A in jamming. You want to have a radical self-awareness as part of your consciousness as a Lion leader. Journal, ask someone, and then particularly if you are a person of faith, many of you call me Reverend Jerry because I'm an ordained pastor. You know, all the other degrees only mean that my mission, my ministry is to somehow authentically present the historic Christian faith in all that I do as a business person, as a teacher, as a pastor, as a leader. But the M is to meditate with honesty on how you are doing before the big picture, before the Creator, before the world, if I may say that. We journal, yes. We ask others, yes. But we need to take time, and that's where something like prayer becomes so important if you are a person of faith. The Hindus have a different concept of meditation, but it does begin with this sense that I want to look inward and I want to empty myself. My concept of meditation, and we'll have a whole session sometime, perhaps in the Lion's Den, about meditation from a Christian perspective, is that somehow we are brought into a deeper awareness in our thinking, in our meditating of who created us and why we have been created. And in order to do that, we have to slow down our thoughts and our reactions and the constant processing of outside information and how many friends did I get today and did I answer this text or should I respond to this social media? No, we need to take time, honest moments to, as Socrates says, know yourself, to, as the Creator who made you would say, out of the heart are all the issues of your life. It's not up here in your head. It's not out there. It's not the people that you are influencing or who are influencing you. It comes from your heart. And the relationship that you have not only with your Creator, but with yourself. If you want to be a leader, I often say, who's the first and most important person you are influencing? Of course, the person you spend the most time talking with, the most time debating with or dialoguing with, or the person who influences you the most, is that self that you are responsible to lead, to steward, and to grow in relationship with your Creator and with others. So, a triple A consciousness in Lion leadership thinking is we are authentic, we are adaptable, and we are aware of others, And in order to do that, let's keep jamming. We journal, we ask others to keep us on track with who we are and how well we are doing in our role. And finally, every day we take time to meditate and reflect. So, my dear leaders in L.I.O.N, that's just a couple of thoughts when Samson said, hey, we want you to talk about the consciousness of L.I.O.N leadership. There's so many directions we can go, but I want you to know from my heart that these are the things that are of deepest concern for me right now, not just in my own life, but as I attempt to encourage you to become a more effective leader, or as we together begin the process of equipping each other to become better and more capable leaders, as we are empowered to either succeed or fail on our own, and we remain engaged, let's commit ourselves to a radical self-awareness as key to our consciousness as leaders. And that will mean we become more authentic, more adaptable, more aware of those around us and how to lead them better. And we must keep jamming to keep being that kind of leadership role in the lives of others. We journal, we keep asking and dialoguing with others, and we meditate so that every day we're learning from the one who speaks to us, not only through his word in creation or his word in scripture, but through his word in the spirit in our hearts. And I am so excited about having leaders alongside of us who will grow the network with that kind of consciousness. So those are just some thoughts. Samson, I'm going to turn it back to you. Hopefully we'll be doing lots of dialogue in the future about these and other topics, but that's what was on my heart to share with you today.
Amazing, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Thank you, Dr. Jerry, for that wonderful, that wonderful session. It seems short, but it's obviously too loaded. I mean, we would have to revisit the notes. And by the way, this video or some of the materials from this video will be uploaded on our website. And there's probably going to be a note or a PowerPoint, a slide deck that might be distributed to, our DM or our email addresses just to catch up with some of the powerful key points that was shared in this meeting. I mean, and everything that has been shared are actually practical tools that we need to take back and then start implementing. I mean, these are some of the things he's been engaging with for the past 50 years. And if someone who has been practicing something for 50 years tells you this works, it means it works. He's not just used it as a tool for himself, he has used it as tools to lead communities, to lead institutions, to engage leaders of nations. You understand? So it's a privilege that we are having him speak to us tonight. Again, I say tonight because of the part of the world where I am. I acknowledge and I'm sensitive to the fact that we have people attending this meeting. We have people from Nigeria attending. We have people from Uganda attending. We have people from Zambia attending. We have people from Rwanda attending, and we have others from the United Kingdom attending, and of course we have someone from the United States speaking to us and also attending. So I want to say thank you for this powerful truth that you've shared with us tonight. We want to promise you that it's something that we are going to run with. I mean, that is the essence of this den, the lion's den, and we are going to run with it. We are going to be accountable. We are not just going to run with it. We are going to be accountable. This is not just one of those meetings that we organize because we want to organize meetings. is because we are people that wants to drive change. We are people that wants to see the world become a better place, not just because the world has to be a better place, but because we so desire that the world is a better place. And I want to say thank you once again for being available to us. And we want to ensure you that we'll be accountable for every point, for every nugget that you have shared with us tonight. We are going to be accountable for it. And in just about 10-15 minutes, I'm going to throw the mic open for anyone that has a question. I know for sure, and I believe that for anyone that has actually paid attention, would have questions bordering on some of these things. I mean, one of the questions I would like to ask is in the midst of our busy schedule, and I know my schedule cannot be busy as yours. How do you implement journaling as a tool? How do you address it? Right about now, you're driving for about 6 hours. You've driven for about 3 to 4 hours, and after this meeting, you're going to drive for another 3 to 4 hours to your destination. How do you implement some of these tools? How do you manage it?
That's a very good question. And for me, journaling happens in three ways. One is writing. Every day, try to write something, a sentence, a paragraph, whether it's in your phone, as I said, which often becomes my notes. I prefer to write thoughtfully by hand. Secondly, today it's so easy because when a true reflection hits you, you can just simply record that message for yourself. You don't have to send it to someone else and try to be impressive. The first person that we need to influence in a positive way is ourselves. So honestly, when we've learned something about ourselves, whatever it takes to remind you. I see so many today using your phone, for example, and you say, remind me at 6 o'clock to turn on the cooking, or remind me to pick up such and such when I'm on my way home. Remind yourself about some of those things that you have reflected upon. And the third thing is, if you have a wife or a husband, if you have a spouse, if you have a good friend, entrust some of those most essential truths that you are learning about yourself to someone else on that very day, and simply say, will you remind me of this tomorrow? Will you call me? Will you meet with me so we can talk about something like this? So those are three ways that I will often practice. And right now, I have the privilege of traveling for 1,600 and some miles over a 2.5 day period with my life's partner and my beautiful wife, Corey. And so we are journaling a lot together with each other about our thoughts and our hopes and dreams for the future. So those are some things, but I'm sure that some of you can come up with some ideas that are just as effective.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, you've just stylishly taken us to another. You've stylishly introduced another point that we might want to have a journaling partner, like like you do. Corey is not just your life partner; she's also your journaling partner. Okay, and I'm going to pick that as well, and maybe I'll talk to Harriet to be my journaling partner going forward. Thank you so much for that. Is there any other question? I'm quite sure that a lot of us ask question. And Mr. Medu, I must commend your comment. That's a powerful one. That the first person we need to influence positively is ourselves. I mean, how would I put, the first step on the ladder of leadership is leading self, and that just resonates with that we must influence ourselves positively before we start thinking about influencing others. Thank you for that, Mr. Medu. So is there anyone with any question? Mr. Medu, Mr. Dio, Dr. Lloyd, the microphone is up to you. If you have any question, can you just come up, maybe raise up your hand, and then I yield the mic to you. Or just open up your microphone and speak.
Hi.
Okay, Mr. Dyer, go on. Mr. Dyer from the United Kingdom.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's really a great privilege, to be honest. And I also say thank you, Richard, for sharing your life journey with us. It's indeed a real privilege to learn from you. So I've been bothering about something for the past few days, and it's actually on the line of growth and personal development. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear me?
can hear you.
All right, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's on the line of growth and personal development. I've realized that for people that are on the journey of self-discovery, people that are on the journey of making a change and on the journey of self-awareness, they always seem to be misunderstood. They always seem to be
I think that there's a bit of issue with your network there. Daya, are you still there? Can you hear me? I don't know if I'm the only one, but I
society.
can't hear you.
Yeah, is it better?
Dio, I'm sorry, we cannot hear you. We did not get the question. I think he has now disappeared. Oh, there he is down there, but
Okay. Network is a bit.
Hi,
Okay.
Samson.
Why
Can you hear
Daya?
me?
Okay. I think it's a bit clearer now. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was actually moving from the house to the car, so the network is trying to choose.
Okay.
Sorry about
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. I don't know if you picked me at any point. I don't know. Did you pick me at any point?
Yeah. Yeah.
none.
I think you should take it over again.
All right. Thank you very much. So sorry about that. It's me moving out of the house. Yes. So I said that I've noticed that on my journey to on self-discovery and trying to get myself better, I've noticed that the people around me who are actually on this conscious journey of self-awareness are always people tend to perceive them as though they are arrogant, they are proud, or they are not mixing up or not conforming to public perception about things. And I've noticed that it's actually that trait is looking as though it's common amongst people that have taken a decision to do something different. So my question is, how do you think me as a person who is conscious about my journey and on this journey of self-awareness, how do I manage societal expectation, particularly when you know you have a different journey from every other person? Thank you.
But Dave, if I understand you, people become aware of what you call your journey to self-awareness, and they should not. It's they should not be aware that you are doing all of this reflection. They should not be aware that you are somehow off by yourself meditating, as if somehow you are drawing attention to yourself, that you are doing things differently. In fact, the most self-aware leaders are those who are most engaged with others selflessly. They're not concerned about themselves or reflecting at that moment, but it is those moments when they are away from others that they can become most self-reflective. Yes, particularly with my work with many Indian leaders, they have this perception that the proper way to be self-aware is to make certain that everybody is seeing them meditating, or that they're reflecting, or that they will constantly talk about their journey of self-awareness. That should never be a part of the way we lead. The first role of a leader is to value the person that we've been called to lead. The second role is that we know and are more interested in where they are in their reflection on self or their reflection on the world around them. We could go on, but when you say the journey of self-awareness, it is a daily habit. I don't consider it a journey that we're on like this one-time journey. It is a daily habit that must become a part of the way we think and the way we feel and how we express our faith. Does that help?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry, for that perspective. I wouldn't know if anyone has a question. I mean, I'll start calling us out because I know a few of us have been in my DM to ask a couple of questions. So, okay. I mean, we also have the opportunity to drop some of the questions in my DM in case you want to ask a personal question or you're not disposed to open your video at the moment. Just to, as we round up, I'd just like to call Dr. Lloyd to just give us some closing comments. I mean, Dr. Lloyd represents a mentor and a guide for the entire team in Uganda, and is someone with a wealth of experience in what he does and in the areas of leading people and then leading a course and all of that. So we just want to get some closing comments from Dr. Lloyd. What Reverend Jerry has enlightened us on, and also going forward some action points. I'm sure he was just soaking in some of those key facts, and I also think we should drink from his wealth of wisdom in just a few minutes. Dr. Lloyd, I yield the mic to you, sir. Lloyd, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please? We can't hear you. It seems your network is not very good. Dr. Lloyd, can you hear me?
Who are you talking about? The name sounds familiar, like you are actually addressing me as doctor. So I'm personally confused. But
Oh,
I'm in Zambia. Yes, I'm in Zambia as a global youth.
sorry. That was a mix-up. Zambia, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was hearing, but I thought maybe names sometimes they have so many personalities, so I didn't want to be quick to respond to this or comment a little bit. First and foremost, I just want to thank Dr. Jerry for this wonderful opportunity of actually imparting this very, very important topic of self-discovery. And I think it's an open mind as us as readers that indeed we need to know who we are before we know about the people we read. We need to know that we can't do anything without first and foremost knowing our strength and also knowing our weaknesses. So to me, it has been an eye-opener, and also to grow, to keep on growing as a reader. And I think the most important point that I've taken from this meeting is self-discovery. And from the introduction that Dr. Jerry really emphasized is having a humble spirit as a servant of God. You know, acknowledging others that, you know, they are a very important resource whenever you want to achieve something or a project, that working as a team really needs us as readers to recognize other people, their input or their wisdom, so that together we can make up a strong team. Not recognizing us as readers that maybe we know it all, but understanding our weaknesses and be honest of who we are, that there are certain areas we need to grow. So I really just want to emphasize and pray that with God's help, we are going to put into practice what we have learned this evening. In Zambia, I can call it this evening, but to other parts of the world, I don't know. Maybe it's in the morning, but here in Zambia, I should just say this evening, we have learned a lot of important points which will help us to grow, being open-minded as a reader, and also being flexible to change our mindset. So maybe these are the few points which have really entered in my mind as a reader. And I will reflect on myself, you know, so that we can create a healthy relationship with our team members, acknowledging their gifts and talents. Thank you very much for this opportunity. May God bless you for whatever you have shared to this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One word from Richard. Richard is from Ghana and is currently in Ghana. Also, I think he's on a trip and he's just stopped to attend this meeting. Richard Bo, are you happy to open your microphone and speak to us as a form of closing remark? And tell us what's happening in Ghana as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for this wonderful meeting that you were given to us. We are so amazed. It's so amazing, and we are so excited to join live outreach across Africa and the whole world. I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Jerry for his wonderful mission to Africa as well, and also United Kingdom. And also, Mr. Sampson, I want to thank you for your dedication to our program. Thank you very much for your dedication. And thank you. I want to thank all of the participants who made it today, that they risk everything to join this program. I want to thank all of you. And what I learned today is that if you want to be a leader, you need to, lead yourself, know how to, keep yourself well before you can lead others. So it's very, very, very awesome to me. I'm so excited that when Dr. Jerry was teaching, I wasn't aware of it. I came at the latter part, but I saw, and I was so excited. So we thank you, and we are much grateful to you. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Richard.
so much,
Thank you.
Richard. Thank you. Dr. Jerry, one last word from you before we click the red button.
May I just encourage all of you to mark the last Thursday of each month for a Lion's Den meeting. Samson will also be informing you of other meetings Our hope is that each one of you will also take it upon yourself to have regular meetings with your teammates. And if you have questions, if you have ideas that you would like to share with the Lion's Den leaders or with the whole network, please stay in touch with Samson. He is the first one to process all the questions and the ideas and spread the news. There is some confusion about who is part of Lion and who is not part of Lion. We have had over 1,200 individuals who have signed up over the last several years to be part of the network. But there has been some confusion over whether you're part of Lion or APAS or some event planning. Just join with Lion as part of a way of providing resourcing and opportunities for you. It's no obligation unless you have been, may I say, called upon to lead a team. But we want to be a resource to you, to encourage you, to help equip you when we can, to empower you by simply coming alongside and saying, you can do it. And if we fail at what we're trying to do, there's a whole network of people who want to remain engaged with you so that we can make a difference in our world. I believe that the future of our world is not dependent on all the big shots or the big celebrities, even the big influencers in the nations. But as my mentor, Jesus, said in the scriptures, focus on the least of these. These are the ones that I will use to turn the world upside down. So, leaders, wherever you are, whoever you are, even if you feel like you are in an obscure place, God knows who you are. He made you and He put you there because He's going to use you to make a difference that the world will someday notice. Have a blessed night, and I look forward to seeing you on the next Lion's Den meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed night. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Enjoy your evening. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye bye.
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 Bye, 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 bye.
Kwaheri.